in Gaza will stop, and soon the hostages will return home to their families.
This is the National News Desk, America's News Now. Tonight, in his final days of office, President Biden has announced that a deal is in place that will begin the process of ending the 15-month war in Gaza. Israel and Hamas reportedly reaching an agreement that includes a cessation of hostilities and the release of hostages by this Sunday. At this hour, we wait to learn whether the Israeli Security Cabinet officially signs off on that deal. That meeting expected tomorrow. But here's what U.S. officials say has been agreed to in the first phase of this deal. Hamas is expected to release 33 hostages initially, about a third of those who are left in Gaza. Hundreds of Palestinians detained in Israeli jails also expected to be released. We also know the Israeli military will begin withdrawing troops from population centers, but will remain along the Gaza-Egypt border. Israel will also maintain a buffer zone, and we can expect to see a surge of humanitarian aid entering the enclave. Secretary of State Antony Blinken told CNN earlier that all of this is anticipated within the first 6 weeks, as then more terms are discussed.
But also during that 6 weeks, we have to negotiate the understandings to get to a permanent ceasefire so that Israel pulls all of its forces out of Gaza, Hamas doesn't come back in, and there's the necessary governance, security, reconstruction arrangements so that Gaza can move forward.
Is that sorted?
That's not sorted.
Blinken says mediators continue to work on the terms of that second phase. The current outline of this deal, broadly similar to the three-phased framework put out by President Biden's team in late May. But we do know President-elect Donald Trump also sent a negotiator to the Middle East last week to help get the deal over the finish line. Tonight, the father of one dual Israeli-American hostage, Itai Chen, says he dreams of the day the next administration will follow through to make sure his son, who's been presumed dead, is brought home.
I still have that hope that maybe sometime during that inauguration or a few days after, Mr. Trump, the president, will actually come to me and say, Mr. Chen, I've been able to get your son out.
3 dual U.S.-Israeli citizens are presumed to still be alive in Gaza. Meantime, Palestinians in Gaza welcoming the threat of this war possibly being lifted.
A feeling that is indescribable. We never expected to get to this stage. Even now, we don't believe it. We wish many people could celebrate this moment with us.
In the 15 months of war, several thousands of Palestinians were killed, at least half of which were women and children, and about 90% of the enclave's population was displaced.